Hi guys, my name is Isabella Greene, and today I would like to give you some recommendations on how to best anchor the new beginnings into your reality. This includes the new beginnings that come with timeline shifts, with shifts of all different kinds, both facilitated and created through celestial alignment or cosmic events. The shifts and changes that are offered through healing sessions, when you take the work with a practitioner and you experience the change in your reality. Very often these changes are very tangible and real, but somehow don't last. Why don't they last? Let's take a look at that. And what can we do to make them last? Because we clearly are offered an opportunity to receive and start a whole new timeline or a whole new beginning. So how to do this best? When the timeline shift occurs, whether it is facilitated through a workshop or a healing session or celestial events, we experience a number of symptoms that show us that we actually did experience, we are experiencing a new timeline, a whole new state of being. We notice that, we're feeling lighter, we're feeling more radiant, we're feeling no pain in the body, whereas yesterday or a few hours prior to that occurrence, the pain was there. We're experiencing ourselves as a different person. We're looking around at our reality and we're seeing that, wow, things don't feel, don't look, don't seem the same way. Usually at that time, after a shift or facilitated shift or a healing session, the person would experience a state of fatigue. So it is recommended to take a rest immediately following the timeline shift or immediately following the healing session, because the body, your physical form, needs to adjust itself. The physical form is the slowest form of energy. It's matter condensed into physical reality, into physical body. And the body is slow. That is a very slow form of energy, and so the slowest we have access to. And so that has to catch up to the new reality, the new facilitated state that is being offered to you. When we experience a timeline shift, it's not necessarily permanent. Same with healing modality or with healing experiencing the healing session where, wow, you feel amazing right after, or you feel you slept a little bit after you were tired and your body adjusted and you felt amazing, and it only lasted half a day or 3 days or a week. What happened? Very often people make a mistake of coming out of their experience of the shift, whether it's timeline shift or the shift through a healing session, coming out of that experience and immediately starting to talk about the old. When we notice that we feel different, we start, let's say, sharing with people, for example, or sharing with our loved ones, sharing with the people how we used to feel. Oh my God, I was in so much pain. I was in this reality, I was experiencing this, I was doing that, I was doing this, I was doing that, and repeating all these stories from the place of new timeline where you would probably really barely remember these stories or barely remember these states of being if you experience the real timeline shift or if you experience the shift through a healing modality. But our minds would labor very often to find those old stories because we're used to telling them. We remember that that was our state of being. We remember that we were disconnected, or we were experiencing issues, or we were experiencing the patterns. And we want to talk about that again because it's something that we're so used to. And when we start telling these old stories to our friends, we are pulled right back onto the old timeline because the energy has to find a match. The old energy matches the old stories. The old stories match the old energy, and we're pulled right back onto the old timeline. And then we say, oh my God, I experienced this beautiful opening where I felt like a completely different person. My reality looked different. My body felt different. I felt weightless. It was amazing. I felt so free. But now I feel the same. I feel like my old self again. What happened? Why didn't it last? Well, the body, being the slowest form of matter, the slowest form of energy, the body has its own programming. We have to be very aware that the body is going to lag behind by remembering the old stories, remembering the old pains, remembering the old state of being, and for you to talk about all this good old stuff will feel familiar. Very often the people would feel victimized as well and would want to share that, oh, I was such a victim because I just had my, attachments, let's say auric attachments or entities removed, but they did all this awful stuff to me, and they're going to start discussing that. What do you think is going to happen? All of that stuff is going to come right back in because you're focusing on that. You're remembering these things. You're bringing that back in. Another example, when a person wakes up after a shift the next day or the morning, or if they took a nap after a session where they were worked on and the clearing took place and they felt amazing, but then they felt fatigued. Yes, that's normal because the body and the reality has to adjust. The best idea is to take a nap. So they either slept through the night or they took a nap, they woke up in the morning and they start seeking their old pain. They start looking for it in the body. Oh my God, I've been trained for 25 years to feel pain in this knee. Where is it? Where is that pain? I don't feel it now. Where is it? Do I feel it? Do I feel the pain? And they start focusing on the pain, on the old structure, on the old sensations in the body. Well, the more you seek, seeking it is given, right? Seeking you'll find. So if we focus all of our attention, all of our mind on defining the pain, sure enough, we're going to find it. We're going to bring it right back in. Although we just had an opportunity to move past that entire state of being, including the physical pain. So what do we do? What's the better practice in this case scenario? When you wake up after your session or after your timeline shift, and you feel no pain, you're just first waking up, you don't remember who you are yet, focus on what's new. Wow, I feel amazing. I feel light. I feel radiant. My reality feels different. My body feels lighter. I feel no pain anywhere. I feel so amazing. I'm so happy to not feeling anything from the old paradigm. I'm feeling brand new. So to anchor your change in the body, in the mind, in your patterns, we want to wake up and think about the new. Focus on the different, on the thing that is now different versus on what used to be, versus matching the old with what you remember. And when you do that, the body gets pulled right back onto the old timeline. And so we keep recreating the past. It is scientifically proven now that the body records all of our patterns, our states of being, our issues, our health issues. Everything is recorded in the body. And the body, very often, for most people, starts running the show. So the body is going to be very interested in pulling you back onto the old timeline where you indeed have all the issues, where you indeed have all the pains, where you indeed have all these old patterns and the old state of being and the old behavior. The only way to make your shift and your change, facilitated change, last is to deliberately focus the body's attention on what feels different now versus what used to be. This is going to make sure that you are actually going to move into the new reality versus bouncing back and forth or bouncing back to the old reality. Telling old stories, seeking your pain, looking for the old state of being, discussing how you used to be, discussing all of your old issues with other people under any circumstance, whether you want to tell them about your experience and say, oh, I used to be this and that, and once you, if that experience is really fresh and you have not anchored your change, you talking about your issues is gonna bring the issues back. So allow the change to take place. If you're observing that you experienced a timeline shift, or if you've taken a healing session where deep clearing was facilitated for you, you're liberated from, let's say, external entities and attachments that have been sitting or living inside your energy field and holding you back or making you think in a certain way, and you develop the habit of thinking that way. So the entities plus your own thinking plus your own choices, all of that is a big, plus your conditioning, plus your childhood stories, all of that is one big habit of the body. When you wake up after your session, or we wake up after a timeline shift, and you focus on how everything is now different, how you are going to now behave. Most of the times, your facilitator, if it is a session, would give you suggestions of how to behave differently. You would recognize your issues during the session, and then you would discuss how to do it differently, right? I know I do that always in the sessions that are clearing sessions of that kind. So wake up in the morning, before you remember your old issues, focus on the new. How it is that you're going to now behave. How it is that you're going to now feel. What feels different? What looks different? How the body is lighter, how the body is more radiant, how the body does not feel the pain in that spot anymore. Do not seek out your old stories. Do not talk about them. Do not seek out the pain in your body. Allow the change to take place by taking a proactive approach. And the proactive approach is to focus on what feels new, what feels different, and what kind of person you're going to now be, and what kind of choices you're going to now make based on what you know, what you've learned, what you've experienced, based on what you want in your life. What kind of reality you're going to now co-create as a conscious creator who has just received an opportunity to have a new beginning. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. If you'd like to take a session with me, you can reach me at isabellagreene.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I share all different kinds of information on my channel every week. Take care now. Namaste.